Welcome back to Chuddy and Lycan's Horror Party Massacre. Happy New Year to you all. One of my New Year's resolutions is to try to keep myself a little bit more shaven, let this go, and as you can see, I'm already failing at that. But in any case, we're still going to try to keep you entertained, keep you in enjoyment. Let's fuck with the camera a little bit there. There we go. So today, you're going to hear my ranking for the Friday the 13th movie series in order from worst to best, in my opinion. Why am I doing this kind of list? We've been active for, a year, and I don't think I've done any kind of ranking video. Well, the other day I was looking through ranking videos and ranking lists, and quite honestly, they're all wrong. So I'm going to give you the true, factual way these should go. I'm just kidding. This is my opinion of how these movies could go. I did look up ranking videos to see how other people were doing it and lists. Quite frankly, I'm surprised by some of the Friday the 13th lists that I've seen. And it kind of inspired me to create my own list. So here we go. We're going to start right off. 12 movies. We're not including any of the fan-made films that you can find on YouTube. Number 12, fucking Freddy versus fucking Jason. God, what a horrible fucking movie. There's not one redeemable quality about this movie. I hate the story. I hate the actors. I hate the characters. I hate the kills. I hate the writing. I hate the fight at the end. I hate everything about this fucking movie. It fucking sucked. I hate the director. I don't care if you're some fancy pants director that did a Marvel movie where it's all comic book style and boxed off and shit. I fucking hate what you did to Friday the 13th. I hate that Kane Hodder was not returning as Jason for this movie. Fuck that shit. When I think of Friday the 13th, Freddy versus Jason, the one thing that pops into my head and keeps it as a memory is very simply, Jason's afraid of water. Freddy's afraid of fire. How can we use this? Get the fuck out of here. Those guys ain't afraid of fucking shit. Stupidest line I've ever heard in any kind of fucking movie. That's even worse than that line from that giant shark movie about, you want me to go home and eat you out or some shit. God, I hate that movie. If I could put that movie higher on this list, I would. In fact, we're going to scratch all this. Freddy vs. Jason is not number 12 on this list. It's number 28. And spots 27 through 12 are now going to be reserved for the upcoming movies whenever they fucking make it. So we want to keep Freddy vs. Jason as far the fuck away from this list as human fucking possible. Number 11, the reboot. Hated this movie too. This movie had a little bit going for it. Some of the kills were not too bad. Atmosphere wasn't too bad. Jason being a pot farmer, no, not good. Basically, I mean, they never came out and said he was a pot farmer, no. But I mean, let's face it, the kids in the beginning, they find the pot field. Oh my God. Then Jason shows up and kills them all off. You got the redneck hick that likes to have sex with mannequins at the barn. He goes to the field and steals some pot. Oh my God, here comes Jason to kill him. Man's protecting his crop. I don't know why he killed everybody else. Probably, a preemptive strike, knowing that they were going to find it. So he better fucking kill their asses right now before they got into his stash. Number 10. Jason Goes to Hell. I like this movie. It had some great fucking kills. I like seeing someone genuinely go one-on-one with Jason and get the living shit kicked out of him. I like the characters and the actors. I mean, Leslie Jordan, rest in peace. That's great. And John, what was his name? John LeMay? Is that the guy from the TV series Friday the 13th? That was great. The reason it's up here at number 10, not enough Jason. I mean, really, that, and I know you're trying to do something different, but you tried to do too much different. You tried to really just take away the entire mythos of Jason and give it a cause and a reason with some little critter found in the Antarctic that causes Jason to jump body. Too convoluted. All you had to do is give us some new kills. Didn't have to go that far off track. Number 9. Now I know you guys have been sitting there going, wait a minute. He's ranked 3 movies already and has not mentioned Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason Takes Manhattan is in our number 9 slot. Why is it at number 9 and not higher? Basically, I really, really dug the setting. There's not very many, if any, slasher horror flicks that take place on a yacht. And granted, it doesn't take all the time on the yacht. It does go into the alleys of New York, and it does go into New York a little bit. And that portion was pretty cool when it was in the streets of New York, even though they weren't there very long. But in the subway train, even when they went through the sewers. Those are all unique locations that you don't see very often. And that's what I like. I like the locations. They didn't do a very great job with writing the good, coherent story. They didn't really do a good job on a finale. They did not do a very good job on the kills because they were heavily edited to take away the juicy stuff. There was some real stupid stuff, like boxing Jason on top of a roof. No, there's a lot of stupid shit. If it wasn't for the stupid shit, Manhattan would rank higher on my list. I would have it closer to, I don't know, maybe 6 or 5. But because of the shortcomings, you're not higher. Because of your locations, you're resting comfortably at number 9. Number 8, Jason Lives. This is another really good one. First, before I start this little talk about this movie, I love all the Friday the 13th movies. I really do, except for Freddy vs. Jason. All the other ones I love. Every single Friday the 13th movie has some element that is thoroughly enjoyable. Except for Freddy vs. Jason, I had nothing. Jason Lives. They turned Jason basically into a Frankenstein monster zombie with electricity. They cut down a lot of the blood and gore. I don't know if, again, that is because of editing or if that's just the intention. But they had very likable characters. They had some really good kills. It didn't stack up higher for me. I love Tom Matthews as Tommy and seeing him in there, but I kind of didn't like him very much. It was not a favorite of mine. I didn't like the direction they took Tommy Jarvis, who started our journey at part 4 of the final chapter, and then had the potential to come back then he was in part 5 going a different direction, and then part 6 he's gone another direction. I'm not real thrilled with the direction they took Tommy Jarvis. He might have ranked higher if things were written a little differently, but still, it is a great movie. Number 7 brings us Friday the 13th Part 2. Again, I can't really complain too much about this movie that's got everything going for it. It is the last time that we see Jason pull trickery by standing on a chair waiting for the person to come out from underneath the bed to stick him. It's the last time we see Jason run, except for the reboot, but you know what I mean, that's a reboot. This isn't part 2. Part 2, all the way up until before the reboot, he's a walker. And it's a good movie. It's got good characters. I can't say anything bad about it. I wish it was a little bit bloodier. It does have my favorite kill in the entire series, that of Mark in the wheelchair catching a machete to the face and rolling down the staircase backwards. It's fucking brilliance. Number 6, Part 3. Same thing. Can't really say anything bad about Part 3. They did it in 3D. They were trying something new, something that was very profitable and successful during the times. They had a lot of 3D flicks going on at that time. Friday the 13th tried to jump in on that ship. One of the notable things with this one is there's no rainstorm. There's a windstorm, but no rainstorm. I think the rain would have fucked with the 3D effects. But it's also a really good flick. I remember it fondly. It gave us the birth of the hockey mask. It gave us the first appearance of Jason, something being up with him where he's not easily killed. Was he an unstoppable killer before they brought him back to life with the lightning? Or was he always that way? Number 5. You're gonna hate me for ranking this so high. Jason fucking X. Location, location, location. Good fucking Lord. Putting Jason in space on a spaceship, that's a great fucking location. I didn't like it when Leprechaun went to space. I didn't like it when Hellraiser went to space. But putting Jason in space, that made for fun. That, and it just had some magic kills, man. I mean, dunking the girl's face in the freezer thing and then smashing her crystallized, icicled face against the countertop. That's beautiful. The girl getting sucked out into space through a tiny little hole. That's beautiful. Except for her line, oh, this sucked. That was stupid. The hologram room where they recreate the 80s campground to confuse Jason. The bitch is bad. Uber Jason. There's so much I love about that movie. And yeah, you can unsubscribe from the channel if you don't agree or you think I'm nuts. I would prefer you don't unsubscribe, but you just tell me in the comments below that I'm a dumbass. I'm giving you permission to. Number 4 on this list, New Blood. Great fucking characters. You loved the good guys. You hated the bad guys. You got great kills. Where he takes the axe and smacks at her in the head and then grabs her by the hair and just throws her across the room. That was fucking awesome. The big thing about the New Blood that made it so exciting and so fun is the introduction of Carrie. I mean, the girl with the telekinetic powers. That was pretty cool, seeing Jason fight against her. She almost had him, man. She almost had him. Didn't like the dad with the chain at the end. That was kind of stupid, but hey. Oh well, the rest of it was badass. And I love the part where she drops the roof of the house on him. Dr. Cruz, what a son of a bitch. And that, what the hell was her name? The blonde girl from across the street. Tell me in the cabin next door. Tell me in the comments what her name was. Remind me, because I'm not going to look it up. I want to say Tina. No, Tina was the girl with powers, wasn't she? Fuck! I don't remember now. Coming in at 3rd on the ranking list for the Friday the 13th series is the final chapter. This, to me, has some of the greatest kills in any of the movies. Hey, Dad, where's Corkscrew? I mean, that's just fucking brilliance. Crispin Glover's dance, the song that he dances to, Tommy Jarvis going apeshit. There's a lot of stuff going for this movie. Oh, help, he's killing me. He's killing me. That's a good movie. I'm sorry it was supposed to be the end. I'm glad it was not the final chapter. I'm glad they took it further. Coming in at number 2. We only got 2 left, kids. What's number 2? Part 1, the OG, the original. You can't discount that. That's got to have a high ranking on it just for giving birth to all these fucking movies. And they are coming out with more stuff. There's supposed to be a TV series on Peacock for Friday the 13th. And apparently there's been rumors or tweets that they're going to do another movie, which I don't know how any of this shit's going to go down. But Part 1 started all this. That's got to take a high spot. And it's got great kills. An axe to the face. Arrow through the neck. A bunch of arrows in the body and a slit throat and then nailed to a door. I mean, great fucking movie. And it does not have Jason. Part 1 was not Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees only shows up at the end of the movie, jumping out of the lake as a young, deformed child who's basically a drowned, ratted mongoloid. And Ari Lehman will tell you that multiple times. Number 1 slot. If you've been counting down with me, you know what's missing. And you may unsubscribe from me just because of this selection. Number 1 favorite Friday the 13th movie. The top dog out of the entire series. Part 5. Part V. A New Beginning. But wait a minute, Chetty. It doesn't even have Jason in it. It's an imposter. I don't give a fuck. That had the most exciting cast of characters. Ma Ethel and Junior, the property owners next door, the folks living at the halfway house, Violet and little Reggie staying with Reggie the Reckless, and Spider. Spider and his enchiladas. That had the most fun cast of characters who were the most interesting out of the entire series. I mean, really, let's face it, you don't remember much about the girl who caught the axe to the face. There's nothing spectacular about her. But the kid who stuttered and wanted to make love to the shit, I don't remember her name, to the other girl, you remember him. You remember Ethel and Junior. Eat your fucking... I make the best fucking stew. Yeah, Ma, you make the best fucking stew. You remember these people. That's the first thing that's exciting. The second thing with this movie that is so great and grand, it did not fucking hold back. Its kills were bloody. It had ample amounts of nudity, tons of nudity. It did not care. It was the last one, and the last of the Friday the 13th movies out of the 80s that just went balls out and was an 80s movie. Plain and simple. It introduced characters for no fucking reason, just other than to just kill them off. Who the fuck are you? What the fuck do you want? This movie is the last of the great Friday the 13th films. No, it did not have Jason, but the imposter, Roy, hey, it was suitable. It was suitable. He didn't bring anything bad to the table. I don't know why you got to bitch about it. He held his own with Jason. The only difference between the two is Jason, the real Jason, he don't die. This guy, definite ending. Definite. And speaking of the ending, Tommy fucking Jarvis, putting on the mask, coming up from behind with the knife. They should have went with that. Jason Liz was great, but they should have kept Tommy Jarvis going as the killer. Of course, his character, the actor who played him in Friday the 13th Part 5, John Shepherd, he wasn't very tall. He wasn't very bulked up and built. So he would have been a less threatening Jason. But they should have went with him. And I know he didn't want to come back and do it. I know originally that was the game plan, is for him to continue on, but he didn't want to come back. I'm not going to go into the reasons why. I'm not even sure I 100% know them. But John Shepherd, who did a great job as Tommy Jarvis, mentally disturbed, didn't want to come back. So that has been a fun ride through the Friday the 13th series. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you agree with me on the list, to be honest. And you can tell me down below, but if I made any wrong choices, tell me. Let me know in the comments. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought of the list. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button on there somewhere, wherever it's at. I'm going to put a thing up here for it, but that's not what you're going to want to hit. You're going to want to hit like, I think, somewhere over here on the side. And subscribe. Subscribing is always good. It's free. You ain't got to pay for this subscription, like all the other subscriptions out there. Not that anyone on YouTube you have to subscribe to. You really don't. But you do have to subscribe to YouTube if you want to do without the commercials. Which, guess what? You can be subscribed to all these fancy pants big channels that have thousands and thousands and millions of viewers. Guess what? You're going to see fucking commercials during their shit unless you subscribe to YouTube Premium. This channel here, we will never have that many subscribers to warrant having a commercial. So there's a damn good reason to subscribe. Do yourself a favor, make a New Year's resolution, and hit the subscribe button. Until then, stay spooky.
I like it spooky.
I want to thank you. Anything you want, you just name it.
And quite frankly, I'm surprised by some of the lists for Friday the 13th. Let's turn our alarm clock off.